Something has changed at Real Madrid, and you can see it in every attack. The intensity, the confidence, the killer instinct, it all leads back to one man, Kylian Mbappé. 14 goals, 2 assists, and a version of Mbappé we've never seen before. He's no longer just a superstar chasing his own glory. He's become the complete forward Madrid always dreamed of. Penalties he used to miss, he now buries with ease. Moments he used to fade in, he now owns completely. Half chances turn into goals. Moments of chaos become moments of brilliance. And when Madrid needs someone to carry them through the toughest games, it's always Mbappé who rises to the occasion. So what really changed? How did Mbappé become this unstoppable force? And just how good is he this season? Let's find out. This season, Kylian Mbappé feels different. He isn't just scoring goals, he's controlling games in a way we didn't see last year. 7 goals in 6 matches, decisive in the Champions League and involved in almost every goal Real Madrid score. But what truly stands out is how he's playing. He's added new layers to his game. It's no longer just about finishing. 18 chances created, passing numbers among the best in La Liga, and a pressing intensity we've never seen from him before. He's winning duels, recovering balls high up the pitch, and doing the dirty work that used to be missing from his game. The player once criticized for being lazy now looks like one of the hardest working forwards in Europe. When you watch him now, you don't just see a goal scorer, you see a leader. A player willing to run, link play, and do whatever it takes to make the team win. And that's the version of Mbappé Real Madrid have been waiting for. But to understand why this transformation feels so terrifying, we need to go back and remember what things looked like just a season ago. To understand how Mbappé reached this level, you have to look back at where it all started, his first season in Madrid. At first glance, it looked like a dream debut. Over 40 goals in all competitions, 31 of them in La Liga, and a handful of records broken along the way. He even became the first Madrid player to score in 7 different tournaments during a single season. On paper, it was historic. But beneath the surface, the story was very different. Real Madrid got goals from Mbappé, plenty of them, but not much else. His movement often clashed with Vinicius and Rodrigo. The pressing was almost non-existent, and the attack never truly found balance. It felt like Mbappé was playing in his own world, while the rest of the team tried to figure out how to play around him. And the consequences were brutal. Madrid ended the season trophyless, second in La Liga, out early from the Champions League. And by the end of it, Carlo Ancelotti was gone. The structure simply didn't work. 3 forwards with similar instincts, no defensive organization, and no clear system to make it all fit. The low point came in the Club World Cup. A competition that should have been routine for Real Madrid turned into a reality check. They were completely outplayed. And when they faced Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-final, it wasn't even close. Mbappé had moments of brilliance that year, like that stunning volley against Dortmund. But in the biggest game against his former club, he disappeared. 90 minutes without a spark, and a season that ended with more questions than answers. That was the breaking point, the moment everyone realized something had to change. To make things even more complicated, the real surprise of that Club World Cup wasn't Mbappé, it was Gonzalo Garcia, a young striker from Madrid's academy who suddenly stole the spotlight, scoring in every group stage game. There was even talk in the media about whether he deserved more minutes ahead of Mbappé or even Vinicius, because at least he brought balance to the front line. And that said everything about how broken Madrid's attack had become. By the end of the season, doubts were everywhere. Was Mbappé really the right fit for Madrid? Yes, the goals were there, but the team around him was collapsing. It felt like the entire system had been built for him, and yet it still didn't work. So, heading into this new season, one question hovered over everything. Could anyone actually make Mbappé fit into a real team structure? That's where Xabi Alonso entered the picture. When he arrived, he treated La Liga like a reset button. a chance to rebuild what had fallen apart during the Club World Cup. And from day one, he made one thing clear: Mbappé was still the centerpiece. No benching, no experiments, no debates. Mbappé has started every single game this season, missing just 16 minutes in total. That tells you exactly how much Alonso trusted him. But the difference wasn't about minutes, it was about how Alonso used him. He didn't just throw Mbappé on the pitch and wait for magic. He gave him structure, discipline, and a defined role. In the league opener against Osasuna, Mbappé played like a pure number 9, staying central, waiting on the shoulder of the last defender, and taking his one big chance to score the winner. Simple, ruthless, efficient. A week later against Espanyol, Alonso changed everything. He paired Mbappé with Gonzalo Garcia again, but this time Mbappé dropped deeper, linking play and pressing high to disrupt Espanyol's build-up. He wasn't just finishing attacks, he was building them. After the game, Alonso summed it up perfectly. Today, he played closer to the midfield, more like a playmaker, and he did it brilliantly. That's been the real transformation. Mbappé no longer has the freedom to just drift wherever he wants. Under Xabi Alonso, every movement has a purpose, whether it's stretching defenses, linking play, or leading the press. He's more disciplined, more focused, and hungrier than ever. It's the first time he looks fully integrated into Madrid's system, not just added to it. But even with this improved version of Mbappé, one big question still hangs over the team. Can he and Vinicius truly work together? Last season, under Ancelotti, that partnership felt forced. He tried everything, different formations, positional tweaks, but eventually settled on a deep 4-4-2 that relied on counterattacks. It didn't solve the problem. Both players kept drifting into the same zones, both wanted to attack from the left, and instead of complementing each other, they ended up cancelling each other out. Madrid's attack looked disjointed, more chaotic than dangerous. This season, Alonso hasn't completely cracked it either. Vinicius is still regaining rhythm after injuries, and they have only started a handful of games together, but the issue remains familiar. Mbappé still gravitates toward the left half space. Vinicius still prefers to stay wide, and the chemistry between them hasn't fully developed yet. At times, it feels less like a partnership and more like a silent rivalry for the same patch of grass. For Real Madrid to truly reach their ceiling, Xabi Alonso has to solve one crucial puzzle: how to make Mbappé and Vinicius thrive together. It's not enough for Mbappé to score on his own. The system needs to amplify both of them at the same time. And that's exactly the challenge Alonso has been tackling since day one. From his very first match in charge, there was a clear shift in Madrid's identity. The team finally had structure, compact lines, collective pressing, and intelligent use of possession. For the first time in a long while, Madrid looked like a unit that moved together rather than 11 individuals chasing moments. And at the heart of that transformation stood Kylian Mbappé. But Alonso didn't use him as a classic number 9. He redesigned him, turned him into something between a striker and a creator. A hybrid forward operating in that dangerous space between the 9 and the 10. Instead of waiting for service, Mbappé now drops deep, links play with the midfield, and then bursts into the box with perfect timing. It's a subtle change, but it's completely reshaped Madrid's attack. By dragging defenders out of position with his movement, Mbappé opens passing lanes everywhere. He creates space for Vinicius to isolate on the wing, for Arda Güler to drift inside, and for Bellingham to arrive late into the box. Suddenly, Madrid's front line feels unpredictable, fluid, dynamic, and balanced. And at the center of it all, Mbappé has become the connector that ties the attack together. The pressing is another story entirely. Last season, he barely tracked back. This season, he's setting the tone. He leads Madrid's press, wins duels high up the pitch, and forces errors that spark instant attacks. Alonso demands intensity from everyone, and Mbappé, surprisingly, has fully embraced it. He's no longer the forward who waits for the ball. He's the one who starts the chaos. That's not just tactical evolution. That's a shift in mentality. And physically, he's never looked better. After struggling with conditioning and muscle loss late last season, he returned in peak form. Madrid's staff built him a tailored program, and Mbappé added his own twist: sprint drills, tennis, paddle sessions. He put on 4 kilos of pure muscle, sharpened his acceleration, and regained that explosive burst defenders fear. The results are obvious: 12 goals in 7 league games, scoring in every single one, leading La Liga in goals, expected goals, and shots on target. This isn't just a player in form, it's a player reborn. A version of Mbappé Real Madrid have waited years to see. Right now, Mbappé isn't just dangerous, he's inevitable. Every time he steps onto the pitch, it feels like something is about to happen. And if he keeps playing like this, the real question isn't whether he can dominate La Liga. It's whether he can finally bring the Champions League back to Madrid. Because that's what this whole story has been leading up to: redemption. After all the struggles of last season, the criticism, the doubts, and the questions about his fit, this is Mbappe's chance to silence everything. He's already proven he can carry Madrid domestically. Now, Europe awaits, the biggest stage, the ultimate test. And if he can deliver there, in those defining knockout nights, then everything changes. Because this version of Mbappé isn't just chasing a trophy, he's chasing legacy. And if he completes this mission, we might be witnessing the start of something truly historic. But what do you think? Can Mbappé really lead Madrid to Champions League glory this season? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this one. Because when Mbappé plays like this, anything feels possible.